Bonjour, my brethren. DigiWiz here, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Shush! An upload that is not multiple months after the previous one. I am on a blitter roll right now, I can tell you that much. I've been snapping my fingers too much. Ever since the first few teasers about filming for Ghostbusters Firehouse, aka, Ghostbusters 4, started cropping up, I've been in a bit of a ghostbusting mood, you might call it. So, one thing I've definitely been doing is playing the remastered version of the classic video game from 2009 for the past couple of days. So now, with yet again another Summer Comic-Con quickly approaching, I'm going to make myself some ghost-busting tools.
Hey, I'm not staying, I just wanna play. In the party, you just wanna romp. Big groups in the bus, they pump.
And what do those include? Well, for those living under a rock, that includes the PKE meter, the ghost trap, and last but definitely not least, the proton pack. I'm first going to tackle the ghost trap, though. It is kind of my second favorite thing out of Ghostbusters. The PKE meter is the easiest, so that'll probably come last. But yeah, first is going to be the ghost trap. It's going to be a moderate challenge, definitely a far cry from what I'm going to have to do for the proton pack. So, that shouldn't be that bad for, a novice engineering electronic person like the Wiz himself. So, first question that you gotta ask is, what do I want this to do, and how am I going to do it on a budget of around 90 to 100 euro? Well, unfortunately, since ghosts aren't real or haven't been proven to be real yet, it's not going to be able to catch ghosts. But I'm going to try to replicate its other movie functions. It's first going to smoke when it has quote-unquote captured a ghost. It's going to light up, the little bar graph thing on the on the end of the trap, and the interior of the ghost trap, which seems to glow purple. And now, of course, makes all the handy-dandy Ghostbuster trapping sounds, I guess you could call it. And then, of course, the doors open up to accept a ghost inside of it. So, for this first part, I am going to focus on the door mechanism, because that is where a large amount of the attention is focused, because, that's first off the biggest part of the trap, and also it's where the ghost gets sucked into. Cool effects, whoa. So with that, I think it's time to get designing. Oh, wait, there. Alright, I am back with a semi-functional prototype for the door mechanism, so I've got it here, if everything will just okay, it's perfect, okay. Alright. I am back with a semi-functional prototype. This is, of course, for one of the doors of the ghost trap. And I've decided to go with a pulley system. I was going to go with gears, but then I soon realized that that wasn't going to work the way I wanted it to, so I scrapped that and I decided to do pulleys, because that is actually a lot simpler. So, all this printed stuff is purely hypothetical. I am not going to be using 3D printed rods for the pulleys, because they're just way too weak, because, I mean, this part here already snapped in half. I'm putting under too much strain, so I think I'm gonna be using something like wood because it's cheap. I want to make this a very cheap trap. So anyway, you probably want to see this in action, don't you? So let me just power it up. Yep, this is going to be what it's going to look like. Obviously, going to fine-tune the servos a bit so that it doesn't really cross into... Alright, I have finished designing a... what's it called? The door mechanism for one trap. Again, this is another prototype. So, just to give you an idea of how many prototypes I've made for this, well, just look here. All of the stuff on this table represents prototypes, modeling, and mostly 3D printing stuff, so whoa. But anyway, this right here is where I'm at the minute. So again there, gonna maybe I might scooch over the this thing here to make sure that it all actually works properly with the space that I've been given. So if we just turn this on, yeah, so it's smooth enough. And the reason it's kind of jittery is because this keeps sliding in and out, so it kind of has to keep being pushed in. You see, that results in a lot smoother movement, but then of course that goes up and it starts being jittery again, so I'm gonna need to fix that. Maybe putting a bracket on the bottom or something. Who knows? So I'm gonna go back into the old computer and hopefully design something better.
Hacker Man. He's the most powerful hacker of all time.
Right. I am back. And I have made like one small improvement to the overall design of the pulley system. And so here it is. Yeah, it's such a stroke of engineering genius. I just added a cube on there to keep the pulley straight, which of course it's doing a wonderful job at. Now, this still is bruh. It still is a bit bruh with its flimsiness. So I might have to see how else I can straighten it. I might actually print another one of these pulleys with maybe a thing to like straighten it up or something. So the thing is, I don't really know where it's coming from. Because really, the fact of the matter is, this pulling is coming from this rubber band, just pulling on this. So, and of course, that's not good because as it spins more and more, looser end. Well, let me just show you. So it is definitely smoother than the last one, but still not great. And yeah, so as you can see, it's smoother, but it gets more jittery the more it's pulled out, which
really isn't that great, and you can see here, yeah, you can see here it's tilting upwards. So it just seems that that likes to tilt upwards, which is really friggin' annoying. So I will get double doors done though by the end of this episode. I am going to get it done. Mark my words. So anyway, time to design, time to do some more designing, and hopefully this thing won't be as jittery anymore. Well, let's hope so. Some of the stuff I'm binning is a prototype for something that the brother Wiz himself has requested. Yes, the Fizzy Wiz. Yep. Yep, he needs the official Wiz prowess in order to see his own designs come to fruition. It's pretty good, it's pretty good. Well, I'm back again, and I have done another design. If all my shit'll get on over here. Yep, I have made this little bracket thing so that keeps this in place. I'm not going to worry about making a bracket thing for the top because I'm gonna have like the shaft like rise up against the edge of the ghost trap, so it'll kind of be keeping it steady anyways. So yeah, I call that a win. I would for sure call that a definite certified Wiz win. So now, really, the only logical step from here is to get both doors working in tandem, and then maybe put that on a little test rig to see how it works, to see some ghosts get them procured into the mortal realm.
Hey everyone, editing DigiWiz here from the future, and just a comment on what past Wiz just said there. Double doors I will not be getting done in this episode because I actually want to get this out on time and not take multiple days doing it. So, gonna only get one door done this episode, but progress is being made. Stay strong, young Wizzes.
Okay, right. So, what I've got here, is my working design right now for one door mechanism. So this is driven by two pulleys. I didn't really place them in an adequate way. Sorry about that. But this pulley here is what's going to be connected to the shaft that drives the trap. And actually, so what I've seen most people do is it has some sort of pin or something to act as a hinge for the door, so don't really have anything like that on hand. So I have some of this 1.6 millimeter galvanized garden wire. You know, it's very cheap. It's about $2.50 for like 15 meters of this stuff, so pretty good value, all things considered. Anyway, so this is what's going to be used to hinge the door on. And so, actually, let me just show. So this shaft here, you can see it's got a little you guys see it's got a little hole in there for the garden wire. Then it's got a bottom hole here. Don't really know why that's there. I can actually probably just get rid of it now. If I'm being honest, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So Yeah, so this pulley here is connected to a shaft. I'll then have some of the garden wire in it, which will then, of course, drive the door. So then attached to the servo, going to be this much chunkier boy. Yep, you see it's got all of that, and it's obviously got the teeth in there to grip onto the belt pulleys. And actually, let me just get out one of the belt pulleys. Yeah, this is one of the belt pulleys. I was going to order a longer one, but now, after doing some thinking, I might actually keep this size. I don't know, it depends on how things go. So, those are the pulleys. And of course, one inherent problem you all might have seen when I was showing off the previous prototype was that the shaft kept kind of sliding in and out, kind of. So to circumvent that, I designed this little bracket thing. It's got a holder for the shaft that connects to the servo, and the shaft that connects to the driven pulley, which then connects to the door. So you got the pulley sliding in here. Don't know if you see my cursor, but anyway. So then you might be thinking, oh, but DigiWiz, that still doesn't solve the problem. But hold your judgment, scathing viewer you. For to go on top of this, I have a plate. And what this does, I just can't remember which one. Yeah, so what this does is when a shaft goes to slide up, of course it's got the pulley attached to it, it can't do it. Because this thing then blocks it, so effectively it can't slide out. Now that's using the old noggin there now, isn't it? So this of course is temporary. When I actually do make the trap, let me just get a picture of it actually. So yeah, so along this thing here is going to be where the whole mechanism's going to rest. Then I'm going to have the pulley like kind of shoved up right against the back there. Then of course that's going to connect to the door mechanism there, and it'll slide up. And well, happy days. So that's pretty much all the design lining I have done. So I think it's time that I now actually show the mechanism in action. So let me just close down this and bring my beautiful Wiz face back into frame. Now, if I just take this out here, whoa, yep, look at all this certified Wiz content you're seeing right here. This is the steel wire right here. It's kind of flimsy right now. If I just, yeah, it's fine. Anyway, right. I also printed a door to go with it because the other one, shit was going wrong with it. I don't know, but I printed a new one, just finished. So yeah, of course it's got straggly bits hanging off it, because why the fuck wouldn't it? So, I know you probably can't see it, but there is a hole in there. I just hope it works. Right. Well, that's interesting. I think I have another door around here somewhere. Fuck. Don't tell me I threw it away. Yeah, I think I threw it away. I mean, yeah, this one works, I guess. yeah, here it is. Well, you know what? That was not a satisfying noise. Anyway, let's get it powered up, shall we? Yeah. So if I just turn this on, look, it's actually working. It actually looks smooth now. Apart from the fact the door is a bit floppy, but it's actually working. You have no idea how happy this makes me. Oh my god. So yeah, so there's obviously going to be something there to retain the servo, but oh my god, it's working. Yes. This is fucking brilliant. But so obviously so I wanted to get done in this episode was just to get something, get the doors done. Any other changes I make to this mechanism will be small, so probably gonna be up on either YouTube Shorts or Instagram, really. There's not really much I can think of that I could put into the door mechanism that would warrant its own video, but next video on the agenda is the smoke. Yeah, you know, when a ghost is caught or after it's been caught, you know, the trap smokes and all that. That definitely is going to be warranting its own video because that is a very, very complicated thing. Doing smoking cosplays. So anyway, that is enough from ya boy DigiWiz. And so, if you liked this very fwang video, do not forget to like this fine content and subscribe to the Wiz channel to be notified when other certified bangers of this variety drop. So, I will see you guys in the next video. Au revoir, my brethren. Good night.